Yo, she's back. Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Higurashi. Looks like we're in the Chisato POV. Last episode, we did some Tomoe POV. We learned about how she was being investigated and stuff like that. It was crazy out here, but now, we're once again chilling with the normal people. They're kind of normal. Anyways, let's just get right into this.
おかえりってどうしたのその髪
Did we get a new hairstyle?
いやー購買部が思い
Oh
のほ
no,
か
it's
激戦
just
でね
messed up. Thought she was changing it up like Natsumi.
押し合いへし合いでパンを買うのも一苦労
As I said that, I flattened my bangs that were frayed in the rush through the crowd. Looking more closely, my lovely pigtails had come undone. It's a hassle, but I'll have to fix them later. Or better yet, maybe I should untie it and let it down straight? Maybe an image change would be just as popular for me as it was for Natsumi. But I doubt it.
そういえば今日水道点検で食堂が休みだものねそっちを利用していた子たちが殺到したら確かに戦場かもたくそうと分かってたから今日は就業チャイムと同時にダッシュって思ってたのにさ原告の谷口の野郎くだらない豆知識なんかで時間ロスしやがって
Yep, all my homies hate Taniguchi.
まあまあとりあえず食べましょうはいよあれ
Just then, I noticed there were 2 fewer seats around our circle of desks than usual. Tomato quickly noticed my confusion and spoke up while opening her lunchbox.
あきらちゃん課題の絵が仕上げ直前だから昼休みも美術室にこもるんだってそれで夏美も例の手伝いってことで昼食は美術室で撮るみたいよ
They grow up so fast, man.
ふん
I tersely sat the bread and drink I bought down on the desk, then took a seat directly across from Tomato. It felt like someone had thrown a bucket of cold water over me, but I decided to ignore it. Come to think of it, it's been a while since we've had lunch with just the 2 of us. Probably not since Natsumi was out sick last fall.
なんかからかう相手がいないってのも調子が狂うねタマコだとツッコミが鋭すぎるからいまいちやりにくいし何それ喧嘩売ってるの
Tomato made a disgruntled expression, but she quickly forced a smile and shrugged her shoulders. It seemed like she was feeling that same discomfort.
あの二人も最初はどうなるかなって心配だったけどうまくやっているみたいねこの前の土曜日は画材を買いに二人で街に出かけたってあきらちゃん言ってたしさ
Well, at least it's going well for them.
土曜日ね
I gave her a vague nod while stabbing the straw into my drink. And the contents spilled out a bit because I was squeezing the carton too tight.
あれ
Yep, careful now.
どうしたの千里いやまあ大したことじゃないんだけどそういやその日遊びに行こうって誘って断られたなってさ
She jelly. Like, on both sides, which is kind of funny.
何かの用事かなとは思ってたけどだったらそうと言ってくれりゃよかったのにたまたまよそれにあんただって言えるの好きな子と約束があるからってあれってちょっと気まずいんだよね
Well, you could just say I made plans with Akira. You don't have to be so direct about it.
まあね。
It's true that if she had told me, I would have pried and asked more, being a bit of a bother, especially if it was just for a mundane little errand. No, that's not all. This is Natsumi. She probably felt bad about prioritizing a date with her boyfriend over my invitation, so maybe that made it hard for her to say it directly. I'm grateful for the sentiment, but the fact that she was keeping secrets instead of just talking to me honestly didn't feel good.
昼休みを二人きりで過ごすのだって言ってくれりゃ別に止めないのにさ。もう公認の仲なんだからもっと堂々と付き合えっての。それができないのが
Yeah,
あの子の性格でしょ。
there's zero shade in it, obviously. It's just her shy personality, you know?
知ってるくせに。
Exactly, Tomato. Spitting facts as per usual.
変に気を回しすぎだっつの。まったく。それに訂正しておくけど、夏美は黙って言ってなんかいないから。あんたにも話してから行くってさっきまで待っていたんだよ。
Oh, the scuffle took too long.
そうなの？あんたも勘ぐりすぎ。まあ気持ちはわかるけどさ。
I awkwardly slurped at my fruit-flavored mouth to ease the sore point. That sore point. It's true that I have a tendency to worry a lot and overthink things. Even I know that. Maybe it's because I haven't had as many opportunities to talk with Natsumi lately. I don't think it's jealousy. At least I want to believe that. And I really am genuinely worried about her well-being.
それにしても。
It wasn't that she was oblivious to her charm, but I couldn't help but feel frustrated by her excessive lack of confidence. Yeah, I get that. I actually understand that sentiment Chisato's feeling, but, you know, it is what it is. She'll grow into it, maybe. Eventually. Can I really go out with him? Am I allowed to enjoy this happiness? Her facial expressions and attitude made it clear she had those concerns, which would make us laugh if she asked us about them.
いいに決まってるでしょ。なのにあの子と来たら。
Even so, I thought that once her love was reciprocated, she'd gain confidence in herself, and her awkwardness would disappear. But unfortunately, that thought was way off the mark. Even now, Natsumi still can't fully accept the idea that happiness is something appropriate for her to have. And what's worse?
あの子ちょっと調子に
Oh
乗ってるんじゃない？
no, dude. Can't have an arc without shit-talking background characters, man, in a high school setting.
最近いい気になってさ。田舎者のくせに。
Look at it. These guys are just pure jelly. How dare she get a boyfriend? How dare she get more popular? We caught wind of that mean-spirited gossip popping up here and there. Of course they'd be jealous. Despite Natsumi's attitude, people were envious of her sudden surge in popularity within the class, so some girls were whining about it. But Natsumi must have heard it too. She never speaks up about it, but she's definitely bothered by it. A lot. Is that proof that she's afraid of us, of even us feeling jealous or hateful? Her bad habit of feeling overly suspicious had already started to pop up again. And that may have been part of the reason she turned down my invitation.
せめてさ、私たちには言ってくれればいいのに。あれだけ話し合って分かり合ったんだから、
いつでも力になるつもりなんだけどな。
そうね。だけど今は私たちがどう言っても多分夏美には届かないと思う。自分に自信を持たせられるのは結局自分しかいないんだし。冷たいかもしれないけど、あの子が自分で解決しなきゃいけないんじゃないかな。
I mean, true. You can definitely give her a little boost with support, but ultimately true, I guess.
そうなんだけどさ。
Just as Tomako said, confidence isn't something you can just gain because of other people talking to you. Oops, sorry. All we can do is, well, just watch over her and be ready to grab her hand anytime she holds it out, asking for help. But there's still a chance that's not enough. If it were to come to pass, what should we do?
それにしても今後はちょっとつまんなくなるね。
今後？
夏美とアキラだよ。これからは2人で行動することが多くなって、夏美と一緒にいる時間はどんどん少なくなっていくと思う。2人が楽しくやってるのは万々歳だけど、その分以前みたいに3人で出かけるようなことはなくなっていくのかなってさ。
そんな大げさだって。
I mean, she's not wrong, but that's just life, you know? Tomako tried to laugh it off, but it seemed she could sense something from the look on my face. She donned a slightly more gentle expression and looked at me with concern.
なあに千里、あんた吹っ切れたんじゃなかったの？
あ、その点については心配いらないよ。もう整理もついてるし、こうなった結果については後悔なんて全然ない。守先輩にも悪いしさ。
Amazing.
あらあら。
Who would have thought
ごちそうさま。
Mamoru senpai would do that?
だから違うっての。なんていうか、
Oh, wait, I honestly didn't know who Mamoru is, but that's the cafe guy, manager man. How do I explain this feeling? Jealousy? Envy? No, that's not what this is. If anything, I dare say it's loneliness.
友達よりも彼氏。まあ当然といえば当然の思考なんだけどね。
It depends,
せっか
but
く私たち
generally,
3人
yeah.
で楽しくやっていたのに、それがなくなるのがちょっと寂しいかなって。なんていうか、花嫁を送った父の心境とでも言えばいいのかな。
送ったことないくせに。
Okay.
でもわかるよ、その気持ち。私も同じだもん。
Tomako put out a bottle as she said that, then filled a spare cup to the brim with barley tea and held it out to me. She's spitting bars? Up until now, Natsumi was always the one to give me tea. Nobody ever asked her to do that, she just did it naturally, and I took it for granted. It was a little strange.
複雑だね。いなくなってから大事さに気づくなんてよく言うけど、やっぱり私も寂しい。あの子の思いを叶えてあげたかったのは本心だけど、正直もうちょっと後でもよかったんじゃないかって少しだけ思ったりもする。
She grew up too fast.
3人
That's
で過
what
ご
she's
す時
saying,
間、
kinda.
私も楽しかったしね。
たまこ。
Tamako.
それでもいつまでも同じってわけにはいかない。変わらないままが一番だって分かっているけど、そんなの無理よね。 恋人のこと優先的に考えなきゃ相手にだって申し訳ないし、
Generally true then.
こっちだって二人の時間と関係を邪魔しちゃいけないと思って、
You can still like
なんとな
hang,
く距離を
man.
置いちゃう。
Just gotta do some time management. More on Natsumi's part than their part, to be honest.
そうなってくると、友達としてどう振る舞ったらいいのかって正直わかんなくなるよ。
The nice thing about having long-term friends is that they're able to sense my innermost dark emotions and put them into words. Maybe Tamako herself didn't think that deeply about it. She's flexible to an extent and can adapt to any circumstances. Adapt to fit any circumstances. That's the kind of girl she is. But I think about these things. At least it appeared that way to her. I let out a sigh. It felt like I was being immature. It was so much easier when it was just the three of us getting along. It would be nice if we could just talk to each other about our thoughts and feelings, pointing out the pros and cons to one another. But since Natsumi found something more precious than a friend, I no longer understood. Wouldn't it be rude for me to step in, make a big fuss, and push things around? Well, yeah, don't make a big fuss about it. Just step in respectfully if you need to. If we push too hard based on our own circumstances, wouldn't that just be making it even more trouble for her? These are different worries than before, ones I never had to consider because I wasn't near any such romantic situations. We don't have the necessary experience to come up with a clear answer. Right now we're just going around in circles, thinking of a solution to this confusing and frustrating problem.
それに
When I see that girl close up, things are still good. But if by some chance the secret I've been hiding from her were to come out, I'm not sure what I'd do. Wonder what that secret is? The Acura thing or the sister replacement thing? Oh well, the Acura thing. If I just butted in and disregarded her boyfriend while meddling in her affairs, she'd probably get suspicious. I can't think of any good ideas. Nothing felt right. I deeply regretted my inability to do anything.
どうする？
I don't know.
千里。
Should just leave it to you, Tamako? You know everything?
もしあんたさえその気だったら、
She's based this arc?
今からでもなかったことにすることは可能だよ。
Tamako is either super based or super not based, and I think we can definitely confirm she is super based this arc.
あんたと夏美、どっちの味方かって言われたら、
Ooh, here's coming
私
the...
はあんたの味
I
方に
mean,
なってもいい。
fair enough. They've been friends longer. I don't know if they want to start a love war, because Chisato's just on a lose. To be honest, no offense, Chisato.
なんだい
It's
そ
not
れ
really a love
どうい
triangle.
う意味だよ
そのまんまの意味だよ。それともちゃんと言葉にした方がいい？
She's starting a romance warfare. Tamako's gentle voice sounded like the whispers of the devil. Right, if we wanted to make this whole situation go away, it would actually be quite simple. For example, we could directly ask Natsumi if friends or boyfriend were more important. That's such a fucked up question though. Why would you ever do that for like high school girls? There's no point of putting poor Natsumi in that situation, man. Let her date. If he did that, then knowing how timid and overly dependent she is, I'm sure she'd set her own personal feelings aside and give us priority, reverting to our original relationship. But that would be far too cruel and excessively foul tactic. Yeah, that's just scummy almost. And in the first place, I can't just take Natsumi's current happiness from her. There's no way I could do something like that.
冗談だよね。
I thought she would like try to win over Akira.
冗談。
I don't believe it's a joke. You know Tomato is fully Chisato build. Can't play that off. Bang. A terrifying chill ran through my entire body that instant, making me feel weak enough to collapse on the spot.
あの
Ba-bam,
ね、
ba-bam,
ママさんや。
ba-bam. It's my song. Ba, 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 ba.
でも言い方は変になったけど、千里が感じている不安はきっと私も同じだよ。あの子がアキラちゃんと付き合い始めてからなんとなくぎこちない。それが正直ちょっとストレスにも感じている。
Ba, 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 ba,
そ
ba.
れは
Her assessment was spot on, so I couldn't laugh it off or get angry about it. Happy, but also stressed? I didn't want to overthink things, but I liked it better before. It was completely absurd. I suddenly let out an unpleasant sigh. Even though everyone should be super happy, I'm feeling stressed, and I'm sure Natsumi is too. What can I do to purge these nasty thoughts from my heart and clear my mind?
なんかさ、こういう時に気分がハイになる薬でもあったら便利なんだけどね。
Excuse me, Chisato? I mean, I can hook you up, but Japan's drug laws are pretty strict, so be careful what you wish for. Plus, doesn't her dad own the hospital, man? I'm sure she can get some hookups.
ほら、嘘なことを言うな。
Yeah, probably shouldn't though.
あんたが言うとシャレになんないでしょ。
Yeah, because of her dad.
ああ、そうか。
Ba-bam, ba-ba-bam, bam, 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 bam. Ba-bam, 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 ba-bam. Whoops, I forgot what sort of business my family is involved with. Stress, huh? A drug like that really existed in this world? Could it solve all these problems? Or would it do the opposite? So deep. Meanwhile, I wiped the sweat from my forehead with a handkerchief. With the curtains closed, the room was wrapped in a damp heat at lunchtime. Two fans in the corner of the room were letting out a quiet humming sound. The smell of oil and paint wafted over with the breeze. With the room in that state, the intermittent sounds of Akira-kun's breathing and brushstrokes echoed throughout the room. He's cooking up something. Akira-kun was staring at the canvas with unwavering focus. He had an incredible level of concentration. My very existence may have temporarily vanished from his mind. I mean, that's good. Focus up. Looking at across the canvas, his face was serious and very fearless. It was really cool. That amazing person is my boyfriend. I felt shy and embarrassed while thinking that, but more than that, my heart was filled with warmth and happiness.
よし、こんなものかな。
Before long, Akira sat his fine detail brush down and let out a sigh. And at the same time, the tension and the overwhelmingly heavy air that filled the room dispersed without a trace, giving my heart a sense of release.
終わったの？ キラ君。
ああ。これ以上
Show
は
us,
遅くなると思
show
うから
us.
この辺
They're
で
not gonna show us, man. I wanna see the art. Atherton noticed the lunchbox next to me as he said that and said whoops while turning around the clock on the wall. He missed lunch. Dump him, unforgivable. Only 20 minutes before the end of lunch break? What the heck? That's not even that bad. That's like, how long is their lunch break, dude? I'm trying to remember. I think in high school it was like 40 minutes for us. That's still like half. Unless they had like an hour then. But it's still enough, I think, to eat. He started by saying he should do a little bit of work before lunch, but in the end, he couldn't stop his brush and went on for over 30 minutes.
ごめん君吉。俺夢中になって。
うん、いいよ。終わってからじゃないと気分よく昼食なんて食べられないもんね。
だけど今からじゃ購買。
大丈夫。ちょっと待ってね。
I stood up with a smile on my face as I said that, and then I opened the lid on one of the lunch boxes sitting on the desk next to Atherton. The inside was packed full of vibrantly colorful side dishes.
君吉。
Nice lunch you got, kid.
これって。
今日は私がお昼を作る日だったから、アキラ君の
Damn.
分も作ってきたの。
The perks, man.
もしよかった
The
ら、
perks.
その食べて。
Oh, I skipped. You were slow talking.
あ、もちろ
My
ん。
ultimate flaw. Atherton somewhat shyly raised his voice and nodded. When we first started getting to know each other, I thought his blunt way of speaking meant that he was uninterested. But I know that that's not the case. He's just kind of an awkward person. He's always trying really hard to give people the best answer, but he can't quite say it, so he ends up going silent. And now I understand it clearly. He's a really serious and sincere person. That moment. Sounds like someone's getting strangled. Not sure if it was a good or bad timing, but after his belly let out a growl. That was a gnarly growl. As soon as he broke his concentration, his body started complaining for not eating lunch. It was loud enough that I could hear it standing next to him. Well, good thing we made some lunch for him. Eat up. He's a growing boy. Seeing me on the verge of bursting into laughter, Atherton shyly smiled and scratched his head. It felt really tickling, but also strangely tightening. Her heart? That uncomfortable feeling made me feel happy. So happy. And really scared. Oh, here's the insecurity coming up.
はい、アキラ
That
君。
we talked about.
じゃ
Or they talked about.
あ、ありがとう。
After accepting the cup of cold tea, I poured from the bottle. Atherton drank it down. I poured some more into a spare cup and took a sip. Chisato is right. She really is a natural tea pourer. I felt a comforting chill run down my throat, and for a moment, the air in this sweaty room seemed to cool off.
それにしても、君吉って料理上手なんだな。
おかずは半分くらい冷凍食品なんだけどね。
It's a good mix, half pre-made and frozen, and half from the kitchen. Can't ask for a better mix of two.
でも、
You take the 50-50s.
俺のお袋って こういうの苦手だから。なんか
そうなの？
Hey, brother, like, brother slow rolled that way too hard.
よかっ
You
た。
kidding me? Who does he think he is, man? I put a hand on my chest and breathed a sigh of relief. It's not that I wasn't confident, question mark, maybe? But I was worried he wouldn't like it. And it was nagging at me all day, so it made me all the more happy.
また機会があったら作ってきてあげようかな。
Thinking about that, my heart swelled and began throbbing as I vowed to give it my best shot. Next time, it won't be frozen food. I'll spend time preparing it the night before and... But if I were to do that, there's no way I'd be able to keep it a secret from Mom like I did today. I don't know how Mom would feel about this relationship. She's kind of, strict. I guess is a nice way to put it. I still haven't told my family about Akruton. I'm a little embarrassed about it, but more than that, I was worried they'd complain about it or be outright opposed. Wouldn't put it against them. It's too soon. Shouldn't you focus on your studies? I imagined them saying things that were more than just cautious, but bordering on critical, and felt depressed. Still, if I want this to continue, I have to talk to my family and get their approval eventually. I'm not doing anything wrong, but they'll probably be upset for me for keeping secrets and acting selfishly more than anything. It's stifling, but I have no choice, because this is for the sake of my happiness. Trying to shake off my unpleasant mood, I took a look at the freshly painted picture behind him. Unlike usual, the subject of Akruton's painting this time was a portrait of me! Damn, she got the portrait painted? And they've only been dating for like a couple days, I assume. To be honest, I was a little surprised and confused when he first asked, but I agreed to it after some encouragement from Chisato-chan and Tamato-chan. But at this point, I have no regrets because
素敵だね。この
we did a good job. If it was ugly, we probably would have to dump him though. Low-key. I'm joking. As I gazed at the picture in awe, I let out a sigh while voicing my thoughts.
私、絵のモデルになって描かれるのって初めてだから、すごく大丈夫だった？動いたりして描きにくくなかったかな？
いや、全然。
I feel like it would be really hard to model for a picture, man. Having to stay that still for like, I don't know how long. I'd assume it'd be for like at least an hour. Seems really hard.
むしろ長い時間じっとしてくれてすごく助かったよ。
そう？よかった。
それに絵は写真と違うからさ。モデルの造形よりもその息遣いとかその視線の先のものとかいろんな要素をどうやったら表現できるのか、そんなことを考えて描くんだ。
New painting tech.
だから
Makes sense, I guess.
写実的な表現は写真や映像に劣るけど、絵画は描き手の意思をその中に盛り込むことができる。自分の気に入ったところをさらによく見せようとしたり、頭の中に浮かんだイメージを書き加えたり、それが楽しいんだよ、とっても。
すごいな。
Akruton is usually very quiet, but he's very eloquent and passionate when it comes to painting. It's like he turns completely inside out when it comes to the things he likes.
これを見ていると私、ちょっとくすぐったい。
Yeah, I feel like I didn't understand that.
こんなに美人じゃないのに、とっても綺麗に描いてくれたんだもの。嬉しいけど、なんだか複雑だな。
そんなことないよ。俺はありのままに描いただけなんだから。
ありがとう。
She doesn't believe it? Or does she? I was relieved to hear Atherton say that. And yet, why? Why do I feel guilty and uneasy about this? Maybe because I was expecting Atherton to deny it? She really do be doubtful.
私がモデルでこんなに美人なんだから、本当に綺麗な人だったら大変だね。綺麗すぎてコンプレックスっていうか、嫉妬しちゃうかもしれないな。
これでも書ききれていない気がして、実はちょっと迷っているんだ。本
I
当のことを
forgot
言
your
うとさ、
nose.
俺は君吉がどれだけ綺麗で
How did you forget her
素敵なの
nose,
か、
man?
それをみんなに伝えたくてこの絵を描いたんだ。でもやっぱり本物にはかなわない。
Man is rizzing hard. I
と
respect
いうよ
it.
り
The
今の俺の
artist
力じ
riz.
ゃここまでしか描けないのかって悔しいくらいだ。
They're just too beautiful to capture in painting.
あきらくん。
To think that was how he felt. How kind. But do I even have the qualifications to make him think that?
だからさ、君吉、
What do you mean? Qualifications for someone finding you beautiful? Listen, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Alright?
いや、夏美、
The qualifications are more like, do people qualify to think you're beautiful? Which sounds weird, but I think that's like true. Because if they don't, they don't. It might just be their taste, you know?
これからもずっと君の絵を描かせてもらいたい。今は全然無理だけど、いつかきっと自分でも納得できる絵を見せられるように頑張るから。ダメかな。
ダメだなんて。私
Watashi. I was delighted. I was so happy that Atherton thought so much of me. But happy as I am, why can't I control these unpleasant feelings making me want to doubt that? Just then the music in the room stopped and the room fell silent, literally. Meta-analysis? She's ascending into witchhood on the spot. It was the announcement that we had 10 minutes left before afternoon classes. We still need to eat, man. Atherton is in a scholarship program, so working on his assignment has priority over attending class this month, but that's not the case for me.
私もう戻らなきゃ。ごめんね。
Bye bye.
ああ、いや、こっちこそ悪い。結局昼休み全部使わせちゃって。
I'm out of here.
気にしないで。私はとっても楽しかったから。
I put on a bright smile as I slipped the lunchboxes into my bag. Even though we didn't actually talk much, I was happy just watching Atherton earnestly work on his painting.
そういえば、アキラくん。次は何を描くつもりなの？
ああ、次の課題は風景画。
Should draw Casa Loma in Canada. It's a good castle. That made a good landscaping picture.
今度はちょっと趣向を変えて田舎の風景なんて描けたらなーなんて思ってるんだ。
Think of Casa Loma, man.
田舎？
Nobody draws Casa Loma. It's our only castle in Ontario.
田園とか古い建物とかさ。見晴らしのいいところなんて最高だよな。あ、そうだ。
Then Atherton clapped his hands together like he had thought of something in the middle of talking, and then...
確か夏美の前に住んでいた
Oh,
町、獅子骨市の沖宮って言ったよな。
I'm scared. But yeah, that would be a good pitch.
うん、
Let's
そ
go
うだけど。
there! And then everyone comes, and then Chisato meets Mion. The prediction will be correct, please.
じゃあ知ってるかな。
Or he's about to say Hinamizawa.
同じ市のひなみ沢って小さな集落地。
Oh no. Embrace it. Don't get scared. She's scared. No, no. Hinamizawa. It gasped for a moment and nearly dropped the lunchboxes I was carrying. Because I never imagined Atherton would ever mention that name.
ちょっと前にスケッチに向きそうな場所の資料を探していた時に見つけたんだけど。
I mean, it would be a sit sketch if he gets the landscape from the Furude Temple view.
あ、これこれ。
Atherton pulled a pamphlet from his bag as he said that, then spread it out. It was a familiar-looking tourist brochure issued by the town council, with information about sightseeing in Hinamizawa.
ここって合掌造りで有名な村らしくてさ。それに村の神社の高台からの眺めがすごくて、
True.
村全体を見渡すことができるって話なんだ。
It's best spot in the whole village. It has the Rita stamp of approval.
どうかなここって。もしいい場所ならぜひ一度行ってみたいと思うん
Oh,
だけど。
please. The Mion and Chisato meetup, it's destined to happen, man.
えっと、
I hesitated, struggling to find the words to respond. It's not as though I didn't know about it after all. The mayor of the village, or to be more precise, the town council leader, was a distant relative of mine. But what should I do? Would it be alright to answer him honestly? If he's asking me if I think it's a scenic location, I certainly do think that's true. It's abundantly rich in nature, and it would completely satisfy Atherton's desire to draw landscape paintings. But if he's asking me if I consider it a good place, I'm not sure how I'd answer that. Come on, it's an alright place, man. Oyasho-sama. Don't worry, Hanyu's not even here this time, man. For the past few years, there has been a series of accidents and incidents in Hinamizawa with ties to that destructive god. And the victims include a boy of roughly the same age as me. My homie, Satoshi.
そんなの迷信か。いい加減なこじつけでしょ。バカバカしい。
I didn't hesitate to say that because honestly, I didn't believe in that stuff. But on the other hand, I also know that it's rooted in how I don't want to believe. And that's wrong. And what's wrong? What if I got Atherton involved in something like that? No, even if nothing happens, what if he ends up learning about this stuff? Too sensitive, man. I don't think that matters. Yeah, that's it. Let's lie to him and say that we don't really know. And we'll do as much as possible to indirectly tell him he's better off not knowing. Please. Don't ruin my prophecy. With that in mind, I sifted through Hinamizawa's shortcomings, looking for a suitable excuse.
あれこのひなみ沢の村長さんって君吉って言うんだ。
It's too late now. GG.
偶然夏美と一緒なんだな。
Embrace it. It's cool. Oh man. It's the good art. Don't go spiraling, man. I gasped and looked at the brochure without thinking. Where's her flashback buff, man? Maybe she didn't have enough arts like the others did to get a flashback buff. And what I saw there was an unmistakable picture of my relative with commentary. and the name Kichiro Kimiyoshi was written under the picture in Furidana. What the fuck is Furidana?
そういえば
Fake
千里から聞い
Japanese.
たんだけど、夏美の親戚に村の村長さんをやってる人がいるって。
Oh no, he's putting the pieces together by himself.
ひょっとしてこの人？
If he says that's so cool, maybe she will not freak out.
それは
With it facing me directly, I was at a loss for how to respond. I wanted to say it wasn't true. I knew it would be fine to just say I don't know.
うん。
But there's no way I can lie to the person I love. With no other choice, I nodded my head.
ああ、やっぱりそうなんだ。じゃあこんなパンフを読むより詳しいよな。よかったら教えてくれないか？
いいけど
Though I said that with a nod, a mountain of regrets were swirling around inside my heart. What should I do? I can't just say, you're better off not going. Atherton is a kind person. Hold on. Alright, you can stop holding. So if I say terrible things about the village where my relatives live, I'm sure he'll think less of me. No, it would be fine if that was just that, but if he finds out there are creepy rumors about the village, and knows that I'm related to the mayor of such a weird place, what kind of impression would that give him of me? Honestly, to be fair, that's kind of a fair thing. Like, maybe that would harm a high school relationship, if like your partner learned that you're related to the mayor of a really creepy town. But I don't think that'll be a problem for Atra. She died? Knowing him, I'm sure he wouldn't say anything even if it came to mind. But I worry that in the depths of his heart, he'd start to have strange doubts about me for being associated with that area. In which case...
そうだちょうど今月末その村で村祭りがあるの
Bro doesn't want Acura to get involved, literally telling him about the cursed festival.
綿流しってお祭りでよかったら
It's
一緒
like
に
the
行かない
opposite. Well, at least this is good. Chisato and Tomato, be a third wheel, please.
一緒に？
I need to see it.
ダメかな
ダメだなんてそんなことないよ。
Well, it's kind of like a big date thing. Going to a festival together.
その行ってみたいな。できれば一緒に。
Damn.
じゃあ私道案内をしてあげるね
So pretend I don't know any of that stuff. I don't know about Oyashiro-sama. I haven't heard about the curse because I lived in the next town over, so I only know the good things about the
大
village.
丈夫だよ大丈夫
I did my best to convince myself of that. There's no need to worry. Atherton couldn't possibly hear about those things on a day or two trip. A day, 1 or 2 day trip. And even if something like that starts to come up, I just have to stay by his side to stop it. And in the unlikely event that the curse does emerge and tries to do him harm. And if that happens, I'll protect him. I will baton you out of here. Kind of a freaky. She's being a little freaky, man. Curse Natsumi. Even if demons or gods emerge, I don't care. I'll destroy anything that comes between me and my happiness. Dude, imagine Natsumi takes out Tajina. She's the X factor in the arc. Just 1v20 in the mountain gods. I swear it. What a wild time. I think we're gonna end here though, guys. Thanks for watching. Next time we'll see how the family meeting goes. I feel like there might be some bad stuff, but I don't think Natsumi cares because she's kind of going curse mode, kind of going sicko mode. So at least it's like a positive sicko mode where she's not scared of everyone. She's just like, it's kind of like the Mion sicko mode in Go and Sotsu. So we'll see how that goes. Surely it'll be fine though. It's the good arc. It's the good arc ending, man. You can't hit us with something bad. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.